Hi Gemini, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of May. As we begin the month of May, there are 3 planets transiting in the fixed Earth sign of Taurus, and they're all transiting in your house of dreams and spirituality and the subconscious mind. And this is an excellent opportunity for doing manifesting work and meditation, as well as creative projects, because this is a very creative sector of the chart. So really working with the dream and what you want to create. At the end of April, Pluto, which is the planet of power, death, and transformation, station retrograde on April 27th at 26 degrees and 48 minutes of the cardinal Earth sign of Capricorn. And you feel that energy 5 days before and 5 days after. So as we begin May, you're still feeling that heaviness and that big change that can bring big transitions. And this is also an opportunity to do healing work because it's falling in that sector of your chart, facing what you need to purge and release, what you need to empower yourself with, and how you need to move forward. And on May 2nd, Mercury, which is the planet of communication, forms a beautiful trine to Pluto. And this is helpful for empowering you as you face the wounds. On May 3rd, Mercury squares Jupiter early in the day. And this expands all forms of communication and ideas. It can be a bit of an excessive energy, but it's also a preview of Mercury transiting in your sign, because later in the day Mercury is going to enter the sign of Gemini, and it's going to be in your sign until July 11th. That's a long time. That means you're going to be really busy. You're going to be all over the place. You already are, but lots of communication, lots of decisions. Mercury will retrograde at the end of the month, so many people from your past, different walks of life, will resurface. And it's also an excellent opportunity to reassess what you need to learn, how you can help your local community, how you can get involved. Maybe you have something you can teach others. It's a very big time for you. On May 8th, Venus enters your sign, and it'll be there until June 2nd. This is really good for dealing with other people. When Venus is in your sign, it makes you extra alluring and magnetic to others. If you're single, this is a great time for you for meeting people. You've got Mercury in your sign a couple of months, so very good for meeting all sorts of people. But also Venus, the planet of love, will be there till the beginning of June. So that's a very nice transit for you. And then on May 11th, there is a new moon that takes place at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And this new moon occurs at 21 degrees and 18 minutes of the fixed Earth sign of Taurus. The moon is exalted in Taurus, and it loves being in Taurus. And it's very creative and fertile. And for you, it's falling in your house of dreams and imagination. Journal what you want to begin and create with the new moon. This is very much an initiating energy. And the moon forms a trine to Pluto, which is very empowering and helpful. In the new moon chart, Mars squares Chiron, the wounded healer. And I think it's a time and an opportunity to take action to heal the wounds. And Chiron is transiting in your house of community, friends, and groups. Perhaps there's a little bit of strife with friends or with groups you're associated with, or maybe you're doing work with other people to manifest, which I encourage. The more you do with others to manifest, I think it makes it even more powerful. So that's going to be a strong energy. And Mars also sextiles Chiron, the wounded healer, and Uranus rather. Mars sextiles Uranus, and that's a very innovative and creative energy. So that's helpful for new ways to earn money for you and new ways to be creative and add value to your life. On May 12th, Mercury, which is transiting in your sign, forms a beautiful trine to Saturn, which is transiting in Aquarius, in your house of teaching and promotion and manifesting and travel. This is a nice energy and really good for doing manifesting work and doing business with others and structuring your intentions. On May 13th, Jupiter enters Pisces, and that's a really big deal because I've never seen a Jupiter transit an entire sign and go to the next sign for a few months and then retrograde to the previous. But this year it is, and Jupiter is going to enter Pisces on May 13th, and it'll be there until July 29th. Pisces rules your house of career and life goals. This is a very opportune time for you to get out there and promote yourself. You've got Mercury in your sign. You've got the grand benefic Jupiter, the luckiest planet, in its rulership because it rules Pisces in ancient astrology, and it's expanding your opportunities for professional opportunities, for life goals, to make them happen. It's a very creative energy. Pisces is definitely the most creative water sign, in my opinion. And it's also very centered on compassion and empathy. So this is a lovely energy with Jupiter in Pisces, and it's a big deal too for it to change signs in the middle of the year. On May 17th, the Sun trines Pluto, and that's a very empowering energy and a helpful one. On May 18th, Venus in your sign forms a sextile to Chiron, and that's an aspect of opportunity. So that's good for healing around relationships or self-esteem, and not in a painful or challenging way. On the following day, Venus trines Saturn, and that's very helpful for commitment in relationships and financial partnerships, and a very strong energy. On May 20th, the Sun enters your sign, and it'll be there until June 20th when we have the summer solstice. Now there are 3 planets transiting in Gemini in your first house of new beginnings and self. This is a great time for you to focus on what you want the next year to be. This is now your birthday season as we get to the later part of May. And what do you want to have the next year to be? You've got Venus bringing you lots of gifts and help from others. You've got Mercury facilitating your learning in this new age of Aquarius, and teaching, very important. We want to give and take. We want to teach the community, and we want to learn with the community. And so this is a big deal. On May 21st, Mercury squares Jupiter, and that can be very expansive energy. Now Jupiter is in the sign of Pisces, can be very creative. On the following day, on May 22nd, Mercury squares Neptune. That can bring confusion, that can bring deception. Neptune is transiting in your house of career and life goals. Maybe there's miscommunication at work, but this is also a great influence for doing manifesting work because Neptune rules the imagination. On the 23rd of May, Saturn, which is the karmic taskmaster of the zodiac, stations retrograde at 13 degrees of the fixed air sign of Aquarius. And this occurs in your house of teaching and learning and manifesting and promotion. And this is something we're also going to feel 5 days before and 5 days after. That could also bring some restrictions or challenges for all of us, but we're going to feel that shift and feel that energy as well. On the let's see here, on the 26th of May, we have a lunar eclipse, and that's a big deal. The lunar eclipse occurs at 7:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 5 degrees and 26 minutes of the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius. This is your opposite sign, and it's in your house of partnerships and relationships. With eclipses, whatever, it's like a wild card. It's going to be a lot of activity. It's a lot around relationships. You're going to be very busy dealing with a lot of people this next couple of months with all of the energy. But lunar eclipses can bring something to fruition and completion. It could perhaps bring breakups in relationships that aren't working, or bring relationships to another level. On May 29th, we've got, let's see, Mercury meeting up with Chiron, the wounded healer. And that is a time of, Mercury's working with Chiron, the wounded healer, rather. And that's a time of confronting wounds. But Mercury retrogrades that day at 24 degrees and 43 minutes of Gemini in your sign. And now we've got Mercury retrograde. And it won't station direct until June 22nd. So therefore, figuring out what you want to expand, because this is a big opportunity. And later in June, there will be a solar eclipse in your sign, in your first house of new beginnings. Very busy time for you. Very busy month of May. June will also be busy. Happy birthday later in the month, and good luck with everything, and thank you very much.